Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Randy with Road Games. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Dirt Scoot Designs Street Legal Kit. Now, this is a complete kit that he sells for 300 bucks. Comes with headlights, tail light, blinkers for the front and rear, and the complete harness. So, let's go ahead and take a look. I have everything laid out right here on the table. So, this is like the tail light and blinker setup, nice and sleek. I opted in for the bar mounted headlights. He recommends doing it on the radiator shroud. I don't know what I want to do yet, but I wanted both options, so I just bought that too. This is the rear mounted banjo bolt, the blinker setup. I went for this button. I actually like it better than his other option. It's plastic, but I like it. The headlights, and then the mounting brackets and stuff. And I did get the rear vertical plate mount as well, because I do plan on making this bike street legal through Dirt Legal. And then we're going to be installing the Tusk hour meter too. Let's see how this goes. All right, so first thing about the harness, it had like these huge connector points on the positive and negative lead. So what I did is I crimped on some smaller ones, that way it can run nicer. And then I'll heat shrink them with the solder style heat shrink built-in. We'll see how that goes. It should hold up nicely. So I'm going to do that for the positive and the negative. And hopefully I'll be able to run it into the battery box on my bike nice and easy. This is how I have the wiring in the battery box. That way when I put this cover on, it everything still tucks in nice and easy, like so. It looks good. We'll see how I can hide the rest of the harness on this bike. There's like nowhere to put this harness. All right, so here's a little update. Ended up bringing it in the house so I can hang out with the kids still, but drilled a hole to get the tail light wiring through, and I ran it through the airbox entrance along the frame, and it tucked in nicely back there. And then the brake will run back over to the other side to the lever. And still gotta figure out something to do with this. We'll probably mount it on the fairing. I'll tidy up this, but most of the wires are gonna be behind the number plate. So this is probably the best place to hide the majority of the wiring. And I'll zip tie it all up and make it nice. I put 3M tape on the back of these ballasts for the headlights, so those are nice and secure. All right, here is a pretty low light test. It's actually a lot darker than what my camera's picking up, but let's test these headlights out. All right, we're gonna stop here. I'm just about done. There's just a couple like tidying up bits I need to do. So we're pretty much done with the Dirt Scoot Designs Street Legal Kit install. I mean, looking at the bike, you can't even tell that I have all of that street legal equipment on it, right? So the headlights, I did do the bar mount. They're definitely not adjusted. I kind of like them there, but I might actually rotate them and hang them like down here. So we'll see how that goes. I got to tidy up the switch wire and the headlight wires. I left them like that just so I can adjust them. Here's this side of the bike. This might get cleaned up a little bit. I mean, it doesn't interfere with anything. It's not going to get burned. So it should be fine as long as the zip ties hold it there. The relay ended up going here. And then, oh, the tail light. Oh yeah, looks pretty dope. That thing is sleek. I love its placement. And it does get pretty bright. And on this side, I ran the rear banjo bolt kit up here and zip tied it, tucked it in. And then I installed the Tusk hour meter there too. And that's about it. Here, let's turn on everything. And at the end, I'll show a headlight demonstration in a dark area. So I haven't bent up the blinkers yet. So they would like face forward. I don't know if I'm gonna leave them there. I might figure out a different spot for them. But let's go ahead and turn them both on. I like that switch. I like it better than his other option. I know it looks upside down, but in order for the blinkers to be on the correct orientation, I had to flip it this way. It still looks okay. And then tail light. Oh yeah, she's rolling. Oh yeah, so that's the Dirt Scoot Designs kit. Happy to get it installed and happy to support a up and coming business. You know, I like to support fellow riders. So yeah, those things are pretty bright. Fellow riders and small businesses rather than giving my money to huge corporations all the time. But that's that. If you guys have questions about how easy the install was, or where I ran the wiring, or how I did the wiring, or any ideas you want to throw at me for this wiring, let me know. And for the back right here, I ran the wire alongside the fender, and I wanted to keep it as clean as possible. I mean, I don't always like throwing zip ties on everything, but one zip tie I can live with, and that's all it has. And under here, I was able to drill a hole just big enough to fit the plug through, and it stayed there. Like it takes a lot of force to pull the rest of the plug through, so that wire will stay nice and tucked.